much. This is Srikala Yubavan. This is Vinay, your licensed immigration advisor from Immigration Law Advice. We bring the information to you in a ABS format, accurate, brief, and simple. In the previous video, we discuss what could be the reason where you should consider taking the help of a professional to apply for your resident visa 2021. And if you are at a point where you think, yes, you need that help, but now the next stage is, how should I decide who is the right professional, who is the right immigration advisor for me to help with that journey, a licensed immigration advisor or a lawyer who can help me and fit to my requirements. So of course, there are a number of options. You can do the research, talk to people, but what are the things you should consider or you would like to consider before you decide who is the right fit for you to apply for this resident visa 2021? It's one of the most important visa for your life, your family life. So of course, you don't want to take that decision lightly. So I thought to make this video to give you some perspective, some of the things you might want to consider before you select or decide to go with your licensed advisor to get the help. So I've jotted down 5 things you wish to consider to select someone who could be the right fit to help you with your immigration and resident visa 2021 journey. The number one is the T is for the time. As we have seen, I mean, it is a visa where in December around 15,000, March 90,000, but in general, the applications would be around 165,000, so 150,000 is a huge chunk of application. There would be people applying directly, then a lot of people taking help. So of course, everyone is short of time, right? But the important part is whether your advisor or a lawyer does have a time for you. That is important. When I say time and how you can, and you would say, how would I know before I sign up? But important thing is when you contact any of your advisor for as an inquiry or want to ask the question, do they have some time for you to discuss whether understand once they sign you up and then they say, oh, we have this time, that time, but do they have time to listen to you? Do they spend few minutes in a, without thinking whether you will sign up or not, but do they give you time to listen to your story? Or it is quickly asking 1 or 2 questions and then say, yeah, you're eligible, and you apply for it. It is important. That gives you an indication if someone is giving their time to you, they understand your situation before they give you a price or what they're going to charge you for the services. If you are getting answers simply, this is the price, enroll, this is the price, enroll, so it is possibly just another monetary transaction. So you need to see whether someone who is interested in your profile, will ask you the right question, give you some time, and that would be the person later in few weeks, few months, when if you're eligible in December or eligible for March, especially in March because the big chunk of applications are there. So you are not just a number for them, but rather you are one of the important clients, and that starts from day one. If they have some time to listen to you, understand your case, and of course give you how much it will cost to you, and go from there. rather than just simply not giving you time to even understand your situation, and just simply going from that, okay, this is my charge, this. So that's one parameter you may consider if they are giving you some time to listen to you before you sign up. And again, the second part, like I said, then they give you a quote, is the R. R is for reasonability. The reasonability means reasonable fee structure or reasonable service charges. So when I say reasonable, I'm not talking about the cheap or the super expensive. It has to be reasonable. So when they understand your case, they give you time, listen to your situation. Of course, with the 2021 resident visa, so these are the 3 criteria. Tick, 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 tick. Yes, no, yes, no. But I tell you, everyone has something different to tell. And what if something, when they apply and they don't understand the situation, how they're going to present your case, right? So first thing, like I said, time, and second is the reasonable fee. So it shouldn't be the cheapest one if you are totally looking at someone who can just put an application and that's it. So possibly you don't need to go to a advisor in that case. If you think it is so straightforward and that there is no one who can add value, then probably you don't need anyone to help you. But if you think there is a like we discussed in the last video, that you don't want to take even a 1% chance, and better to go with the professional. So look for someone who is reasonable in fee. So someone who will listen to your story, give you time, of course, provide you the reasonable fee. But reasonable fee doesn't mean it has to be the cheapest one, or it has to be the most expensive one. Depends on your situation. Someone who listen to your situation, understand your profile, and then give you a reasonable fee. So that would be my next point. R is for reasonable. And then the next is U. U is for usable. Here, usability or usable means that how usable your advisor is. Usability is from the point of their availability. When you talk to them, how easily they are available. When you are ringing them, is it something your licensed advisor is available just one call away when you need them, or it will go through the hierarchy of going to the reception, admin, this. So how, I mean, there's no harm in going through the reception, but how easy uh, they are accessible, sorry, accessible to you. So today you sign up, that's fine. Tomorrow there's a new news, there's something changes, like a lot of information and misinformation with this visa. It will keep on going with regards to, having technical issues, this issue, and there might be a change, which is, in many cases, that's not the correct information. But then, there's always something, information in the market, whether it's misinformation or right information and another thing. So then you should have someone, on your fast dial that you can ring or send a message and get a direct answer, rather than going through the hoops of ringing someone and then they say, oh, someone will come back to you, and then you hear back after 2-3 days, and during this time you are kind of under a lot of stress. So U is for usability. So how usable your advisor is. Ask when can you ring them and talk to them directly, or see how their the scenario is, and again, how you like it to be. If you're a person who would like to talk to someone over the phone, or other hand, you would like to email and get an answer. So either way, how usable your advisor is, how accessible they are, that's really important. Number 4, is S is for the system in place. Ask the advisor how they are putting systems in place for their resident visa application. Of course, all the advisors, lawyers will be very busy, especially for the March one, because it's a big chunk of applications. So what systems they have in, they have planned or they're planning to make sure each and every application is dealt on its own merit and applied on time, right? So it's not about systems, so every application need to be applied on day one. It's more about system, that how they are planning to manage whatever number of application they are, they have some number in their mind, what amount of application they are doing, or I mean, even if they share that, how much information they share that or not, but what are the systems in place, so that gives you some indication. Or otherwise you simply, with the blind eyes, based on the how much they're going to charge, you just sign up. And if someone say, oh, your application will be submitted on day one, your application submitted within first 2 days. If someone is doing 100 applications, what are the chances that you will able to submit those 200 applications on the day one? And if you try to do that, depending on how many resources you have, or there is a big chance of having a submitting a wrong information or a typo error. So what are the systems in place to first put the application on time? Time doesn't mean the early time. Time means what is the plan they have, and of course how they're gonna make sure the quality check is done. With these application number is so high and everyone wants to put the application quickly. So what are the systems in place they have, so that it is make sure that your application is efficiently dealt? Remember in the last video I said it's not about the early, it's about the efficiency. So S is for systems in place. So what systems they have in place to make sure your application is dealt in an efficient way and submitted without any errors. Number 5 is T. T is for trust. That's possibly one of the biggest thing you need to consider, of course, when you go through the process of, T for time, R for reasonability, U for the usability, S for the systems in place. These 4 factors will lead you to the trust part. But also when you talk to someone, does that give you that trust factor? Because it's a big decision, big challenge for you to decide who will help you with your resident visa application. So if the trust is not there, it becomes difficult, because it's going to be busy time. There might be a possibility that you ring at certain point and your advisor is busy, couldn't take your call, but come back to you. But if you don't have that trust, suddenly if you don't get a reply immediately, and you doesn't have a trust on your advisor, things will go really stressful. And I'm sure it's already stressful with the amount of applications and the timeline. You wouldn't like to, on top of that, working with someone you don't have a trust with. So my 5 suggestions would be to how you can assess or select your immigration advisor or a lawyer is T, time, who can give you the time, and that starts from the day one when you ring your advisor. You are is for T for time, R is for the reasonability of the fee they are charging. It doesn't mean the minimum or the maximum, it means to be reasonable according to your case. U is for the usability, how usable or accessible your advisor is. And when you want to talk to your advisor, how quickly you can reach your advisor and ask a question. S is for systems in place, considering these high number of application, what systems are in place to put the efficiently all these applications. And it's important for you to know if there is any system in place. And T is for trust. So TRUST, trust. So that's my mantra. If you're looking and trying to select the right person to help you with your resident 2021 journey. So trust, TRUST. If you can trust someone, time, reasonability, usability, systematic, and trustworthy. Hope this will help you to make your decision. Until next time, take care. Cheers.